What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Race.
The success of Percy Jackson and the Olympians Disney Plus series did not happen overnight. It involved adhering to strict rules that contributed to the TV adaptation surpassing the quality of the movie adaptations. The process of obtaining the right TV adaptation began with applying rules to the casting auditions. The primary rule focused on selecting the best actor to portray Percy Jackson, and this criterion emphasized the importance of humor. The straightforward guideline indicated that whoever played Percy must possess a humorous personality. The actor chosen for the role, Walker, was well aware of this rule as he had a deep familiarity with the source material, having read the books multiple times and collected various Percy Jackson items to immerse himself in the franchise. Walker expressed how aligning with Percy's sense of humor came naturally to him, making it easy to comply with this specific rule. Although the audition process was extensive, Walker's sense of humor stood out, and the author of the books, Rick Riordan, was delighted with Walker's audition tape, recognizing him as the perfect fit for Percy. Following the casting of Percy, another stringent rule for Walker involved collaborating with casting directors to select the ideal actors for the roles of Grover and Annabeth. This required Walker's availability for chemistry readings with each potential cast member. The number of actors auditioning was narrowed down to 11, and Walker underwent 3 chemistry readings with each of them. Aryan Simhadri, who eventually secured the role of Grover, empathized with Walker, acknowledging the challenging workload and exhaustion he experienced during the process. Similar procedures were applied to the role of Annabeth, ultimately filled by Leah Sava Jeffries. Walker noted that he could sense Leah's suitability for the role during their chemistry read. Despite the demanding nature of the audition process, Walker's commitment to finding the right chemistry among the cast members contributed to the success of the Percy Jackson and the Olympians TV adaptation. Despite the exhausting nature of the entire process, Walker admitted that he found enjoyment in it because it provided him the opportunity to spend the entire day with Rick. Another crucial rule stipulated that Walker needed to become proficient with a sword. Remarkably, Walker's eagerness to learn surpassed expectations, and he became even better than anticipated. According to Rick, Walker's swordplay skills were already at a level his character could reach, requiring him to tone down his abilities to reflect Percy's capability. Rick praised Walker's dedication, highlighting his perfectionism and the extensive time he spent honing his sword skills. In addition to mastering the sword, the cast had to adhere to a mandatory rule involving adapting to and enduring the weather conditions at the filming location. Filmed in Vancouver during the hot summer, the cast faced discomfort and extreme heat, particularly as they wore armor and heavy costumes. The challenging weather conditions became even more intense during scenes like the Capture the Flag sequence, forcing the cast to endure the discomfort. Leah described a particularly challenging day when the heat was unbearable, compounded by the weight of her dark armor. To make matters worse, a spider crawled inside her armor, creating a harrowing experience. The challenges extended beyond physical endurance, as each actor had specific rules to follow to authentically portray their characters. For instance, Arian, who played Grover, had to collaborate closely with the costume and makeup department to embody his character's half-goat, half-human nature. A significant task involved selecting the right ears and horn for Grover, with showrunner Dan Schatz providing various opinions for Arian to choose from. However, Arian noted that the seemingly simple task of selecting the horn and ears was the easiest part. Arian's portrayal of Grover required extensive time in the makeup chair, spending 45 minutes daily to have the ears and horns glued on. He emphasized the challenge of adhering to the rule even outside the set, as he had to sleep and shower with them. While Walker and Leah focused on learning stunts, Arian's commitment involved mastering the distinct way Grover walks, tiptoeing like a goat for hours. The actor became so accustomed to this movement that he continued to walk that way off-set, prompting reminders from his co-stars. Despite the physical and emotional impact of these rules, Arian expressed gratitude, acknowledging that following them contributed to the development of his character. The rules, while demanding, played a crucial role in building the authenticity and depth of each character on the set. Arian wasn't the only individual required to adhere to a strict rule until he acclimated to it. Walker also had to comply with a mandate to become proficient in staying underwater for extended periods. While Walker was aware that Percy would frequently come into contact with water, he didn't fully comprehend the extent of the requirement until he commenced training on set. The actor mentioned the abundance of wetsuits and gear to counter the cold from being wet, expressing surprise at the constant wet conditions throughout the series. Even when not submerged, Walker frequently found himself in chilly situations, whether from rain, water puddles, or splashes. To follow this rule, he underwent professional training provided on set, ultimately achieving proficiency to obtain his junior diver's license. In the initial stages of the series, the script called for Annabeth to harbor anger towards Percy, contributing to the dynamic between the characters. However, this on-screen anger was also enforced as a rule for Leah to consistently appear upset with Walker, aiding her in staying in character. Leah shared that directors would instruct her to act annoyed with Percy, a task she found super easy both on and off set. The portrayal of Annabeth's constant displeasure towards Percy became a seamless and uncomplicated aspect of their on-screen interactions. Another rule on the set of Percy Jackson and the Olympians involved restricting the cast's research to the books and not relying on past movies in the franchise. This rule aimed to empower the young cast to shape the characters independently, creating a fresh adaptation. Rick emphasized the importance of starting over and preventing disappointment similar to the movies. The young cast was prohibited from seeking advice from the original actors, ensuring a distinct portrayal of the characters. Arian mentioned the lack of communication with Brandon T. Jackson, who played Grover in the movie, but noted positive interactions with Logan Lerman, the previous Percy, through social media. Alexandra Daddario, the former Annabeth, also expressed support for Leah's casting. The cast adhered to the rule of not drawing inspiration from past versions, allowing them to craft their interpretations. Despite the predominantly young main cast, maintaining professionalism was a rule on set, reflecting the high expectations placed on the actors. Rick acknowledged his initial surprise when meeting the cast as they exhibited remarkable focus and dedication, surpassing expectations for their age. The director, Anders Angstrom, was notably impressed with the kids' professionalism on the first day of working together, highlighting their exceptional commitment to following the rules laid out on set. The cast's unwavering adherence to these rules became a commendable aspect, drawing admiration for their level of professionalism. Rick further elaborated on the challenges and expectations placed on the young cast, recognizing the significant responsibility inherent in asking 12-year-olds or 14-year-olds to carry a show. Despite the weight of this expectation, he found the cast's dedication and performance impressive. One of the directors, Anders Angstrom, conveyed his appreciation for the professionalism displayed by the young actors, emphasizing the contrast in working with them compared to some adults. The cast's exceptional focus and commitment stood out, creating a positive working environment on set. The rules laid out for the cast, from mastering underwater scenes to maintaining consistent character dynamics, were met with enthusiasm and dedication. Walker's commitment to learning underwater skills and Leah's ability to effortlessly convey Annabeth's irritation with Percy showcased the cast's versatility and determination. The restriction on researching past movie portrayals underscored the commitment to creating a unique adaptation faithful to the source material. The cast of Percy Jackson and the Olympians not only embraced the rules set by Rick Riordan, but exceeded expectations in terms of professionalism and dedication. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.